I'm Wyatt Cash at Scoop News Group, and we're here at the Cisco Fed FWD Summit with Bob Costello, Strategic Advisor Public Sector at WWT. Bob, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Let me start by asking, how have agencies fared in the past year, in your estimation, in their journey to digital transformation?
I think agencies have done an incredible job given all the challenges of the past year. Many agencies had to make a pivot to remote workforce while still modernizing many of their systems, migrating to the cloud or modernizing citizen services-based applications. So I think overall, agencies have done a fabulous job over the last year, and they've also been embracing a lot of the new initiatives by the administration, primarily around cybersecurity and zero trust being foremost among them. And so I think overall, the past year, agencies have done a great job.
And looking a little bit forward now, what emerging technologies are currently most poised to make a major impact on federal operations in the coming years?
Sure, I think that's a great question. And I think one of the foremost areas that was the pivot from the COVID-19 is the remote workforce, enabling remote workers to have a more consistent experience, but also securing remote access in a different way. I think we're going to see VPNs continue to lose market share, and things like secure access service edge and gateways kind of expand. We're going to see more usage of AI and machine learning, both in operational environments and in IT shops, to automate processes and to remediate cybersecurity vulnerabilities automatically. And I think we'll continue to see wide-scale expansion of services like 5G and edge computing.
Well, next, how can a platform-centric or enterprise-wide view of IT enable agencies to more effectively work more effective in supporting their mission?
Well, I think an enterprise view is absolutely critical. I think it's very important for CIOs to be able to have an overall view of an agency's operating environment. And I think when you bring in platforms that can help an agency see the full breadth of their IT, it can help them make better decisions. It can help ensure that the CIO is in tune with their operational elements, that they're providing the right services, the right costs, what's running that can be shut down, as well as presenting the cybersecurity landscape in an even single pane of glass potentially, so that everyone can see vulnerabilities that need to be worked on, and that they can very quickly make decisions. I think decisions are being made faster than ever in the IT landscape, and it's very important too for reporting, whether that's up through the department levels or potentially to Congress on how they're expending their IT funding.
And then lastly, Bob, how are federal agencies enabling their workforces to succeed in their missions from literally anywhere now amid the COVID-19 pandemic and what comes after?
Sure. Well, I think a lot of agencies had to expand on their remote workforce capabilities, whether that was on, what we would think is simple things, issuing laptops and mobile devices. But a lot of agencies had to expand, their capabilities to support that. I think a lot of agencies very quickly in the pandemic were making that shift to ensuring that their employees that were working from home were still providing those frontline services to the people that couldn't. So many agencies, particularly in law enforcement, the vast majority of their employees continued to have to go to work every day, but the administrative staffs needed to be able to provide the full services as if they were in the office, so that the people out in the field still enjoyed or had access to the critical resources that they needed. So I think agencies have made a phenomenal pivot. I think it'll continue this year as we all kind of adjust to what is going to become maybe a more acceptance of remote work.
Terrific. Well, Bob Costello, thank you so much for joining us and sharing some of your insights on the future of government and IT modernization.
Thank you for having me today.